Namaskar, good evening. You're watching Nation Wants to Know and I am Swati Joshi. Now, what you are about to hear is not fiction. It is not a scene from a dark dystopian film. In our country, a father and a son slaughtered by a violent and aggressive mob. This is the story of Hargobind Das and Chandan Das. They were killed in the anti-Waqf violence that ripped through Murshidabad. The mob broke into their homes, dragged them out, tore them apart. One was stabbed 27 times. The other died begging for his son's life. Their bodies were left to rot in a lane near their house. On the rooftop, their family members hid in fear. They watched their world end from just 10 feet above. They couldn't scream, they couldn't run. They just watched as the mob stabbed their loved ones to death. Their only crime? Their faith, their surname, their identity. Today, the Das family has left everything behind. Their homes, their belongings, their state. They've shifted to the neighboring Jharkhand. They are so traumatized that they don't want to ever return. For exodus deniers in the state administration, these accounts by deceased victims, traumatized family members should serve as a loud reality check.
মুসলমানরা হিন্দুর উপরে অত্যাচার করছে, মারধর করছে, আমাদের দোকান পাশার কিছু রাখেনি, সব লুটপাট করে নিয়েছে। দরজা ভেঙে আমার কাকা শ্বশুরের ছেলেকে মেরে ফেলেছে। আমরা বাইরে বের হবো তার উপায় নাই, ঘরে লুকিয়ে আছি। আর ওদের মুখ ঢাকা আছে, মুখও দেখতে পাই না, আর চোখও দেখতে পাই না। আমরা ভয়ে লুকিয়ে আছি। বম ফেলছে আর কেরোসিন দিয়ে আগুন ধরাচ্ছে, গেটও খুলতে পাই না। সব অত্যাচার করছে। আর পুলিশকে ডাকছি তো পুলিশও আসে না। যখন মারধর হলো তারপরে পুলিশ এলো।
জাফরাবাদে এসে ওই তো 50-60 জন দুষ্কৃতীতে এসে লাগাতার ঘর দুয়ার ঠাটি ভাঙচুর আগুন এগুলো শুরু করে। আমরা তো বেরুপায়, আমরা ঝগড়াঝাঁটি সবাইকে বলছি, প্রণাম করছি, এরা করছি, জোরহাত করছি, কিছুতেই থামছে না। মিলেমিশে থাকবো ভাই, থাকো, এরকম করো না, কিছু মানছে না। আগুন ধরিয়ে দিচ্ছে, মন্দিরগুলোয় আগুন ধরিয়ে দিয়েছে, বাড়ি ঘর লুট করে।
Remember, one of Mamata Banerjee's closest aides, Bengal Minister and Kolkata Mayor Firhad Hakim, tried downplaying the Murshidabad violence and plight of displaced Hindu families. He pushed the internal migration theory to reject claims of exodus. Two brothers, identified as Kalu Sheikh and Dildar Sheikh, have been apprehended in connection with the killing of the Das father-son duo. Acting on CCTV footage analysis, authorities tracked them down in separate locations. Amid the arrest, the larger question remains: what will the TMC government now say when there are on-camera testimonies of the families of deceased victims from the neighboring state of Jharkhand?
से बंगाल में ही जा रहे हैं, तो बंगाल सुरक्षित है बोल के देख जाएगा, सारी जगह जा रहे हैं। सब ठीक है। पुलिस डीजीपी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कल किया, हम देखा, जो पूरा कठोर होगा। एक घटना घट गई है, उसको लेके ऐसा कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए। आज ऐसा क्या घटना जो हुआ निंदनीय है, निंदनीय है। जो भी किया वो निंदनीय किया। इसका पीछे कौन है ये निकालना पुलिस के काम है, और निकालेगा, मेरा विश्वास है।
Now, as the people of Murshidabad turn into refugees in their own land, their CM is busy placating those who are to blame for their ordeal. After repeated violence in West Bengal against new Waqf law, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has decided to meet with the imams, Muslim clerics and thought leaders to discuss the roadmap of the protest tomorrow. Remember, so far the leader, who is not only the Chief Minister but also the Home Minister and thereby doubly and directly in charge of law and order in her state, hasn't been able to find time to schedule a meeting with the family of Hargobind Das and Charan Das, the father-son duo hacked to death by murderous mob, or visit the people who are refugees in their own land. And if that was not enough, as if rubbing salt on the wounds instead of cracking a whip, Didi is almost pleading with the writers to stop their rampage.
শান্তিপূর্ণভাবে গণতান্ত্রিক আন্দোলন করার অধিকার সকলের আছে, উইথ পারমিশন। বাট প্লিজ দয়া করে সে যেই হোক, ABCDEFGH যেই বা হোক, আইন কখনো হাতে তুলে নেবেন না। তাই আপনাদের অনুরোধ করব, কেউ প্ররোচনা দেবে কোনো ব্যাপারে, কিন্তু প্ররোচিত হবেন না। প্ররোচনার সময় যে মাথা ঠান্ডা রাখে সেই তো আসল জয় করে।
So Didi is making appeals, please, for God's sake, don't take law into your own hands. BJP says this is total surrender of the West Bengal government in front of the rioters. Is the government going soft? That's the question we are asking. This is the poll question. Is the Mamata Banerjee government going soft on rioters? What do you think about this issue? Cast your vote, have your say. Tell us, what do you think is happening in West Bengal? You can cast your vote at Times Now on social media platform X, and I'll reveal the results right after the debate. So let's open up the debate and let's go across to our guests today. We're joined by Charu Pragya, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We have author Ratan Sharda with us on the broadcast. Rohan Mitra of the Congress is joining us, along with Saira Shah Halim, CPIM leader. We also have Sophia Khan, TMC leader, on the broadcast. Thank you very much for joining us. Sophia Khan, I want to come to you first. क्या हो रहा है पश्चिम बंगाल में? दीदी जो है लोगों से अपील कर रही है कि आप कानून प्लीज भगवान के लिए अपने हाथ में मत लीजिए, इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग कि जो कानून को अपने हाथ में लेगा उसे नतीजा भुगतना होगा, दैट पर्सन विल हैव टू फेस कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस एज पर लॉ. Instead of saying that, Didi is pleading. BJP says this is total surrender of the West Bengal government and you are actually betraying people. उन लोगों के साथ ये बहुत बड़ा धोखा है जिन लोगों ने अपनी जान गंवाई है इस हिंसा में, इस वायलेंस में.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I strongly condemn this unpleasant incident which is occurring in West Bengal. And we have to understand that Waqf is not only violation of Article 14, 24 and 26, but also it clears intentions of BJP, which has been doing polarization politics, religion politics, and which is affecting Bengal, and not only Bengal, but other parts of the country. People are on road protesting against Waqf amendment bill, which has been passed at night, 3 o'clock. The country was not.
You know, this is not a protest anymore, ma'am, where people are being targeted, where their homes are being burnt down. They've been forced to flee. This is not a protest anymore. This is full-fledged violence. Is this not a breakdown of law and order situation in West Bengal?
Let me clear to you that Murshidabad is a border area, and we should ask question to Amit Shah why he is not, why he is unable to control the BSF, and what BSF has been doing since 3-4 days. Why they are not controlling the mob, and what is happening? This proves that they want this riot.
So when the question comes about deployment of central forces, it becomes an attack on the federal structure. But today, now that the question is being raised on law and order, which is a state subject, you're saying, what is Amit Shah doing? You know, we'll ask that question to BJP. Let's not ignore any questions given what's happening in Bengal. But let me also ask you, Sophia Khan, when will Mamata Banerjee meet these victims? Mamata Banerjee is meeting the imams and clerics, discussing the roadmap for the protest, also appealing that, you know, please don't take law and order into your own hands. Are these people not constituents of Mamata Banerjee? Is she not a representative of the victims of violence? When will she meet them?
Peaceful protest and not any riots. So Mamata Banerjee is not with the rioters. Mamata Banerjee is appealing people. And more than 150 people has been arrested. So this is, I think, this is role of BSF, which has failed. The country is burning.
Center has failed. BSF has failed. The country is burning. Everything is fine in West Bengal. It's not the problem of the West Bengal government. You are failing, Charu Pragya. Your BSF is failing. No, allow the BJP spokesperson to come in, ma'am. You've had your say.
Let's understand, Swati, that West Bengal is not burning because of a bill. It is burning because the government there failed to lead. It is burning because West Bengal government would rather stand with their policy of appeasement politics than with those whose homes have been torched down, than with those who've had to flee and become refugees in their own country, and with those who stand with the Waqf bill. Let's understand that the Waqf bill actually just talks about the land which is being controlled by the Waqf. You know how much land that is? That is 9 lakh acres across the country. Now, if we are calling out for transparency across these 9 lakh acres, who are the people who are troubled? It's the land mafia. It is those politicians who, in the guise of governance, have helped the land mafia. It is those politicians who are hand in gloves with the land mafia, and any kind of a reform policy which impacts people on ground and improves their lives.
One second, Ms. Khan, nobody interrupted you when you were speaking. Please follow
Swati.
some decorum in the debate. Allow Charu Pragya to finish her point.
Yes. Well, you know, it's sad. I'm sure she cannot follow decorum in a debate because even her entire government cannot follow basic decorum in the entire state. Look at the state of West Bengal. And this is the price they are paying for choosing a government which should have stood by them in a time of need like this. Let's understand one thing. Your entire argument of this being unconstitutional actually falls flat because number one, it's constitutional. It was passed legitimately in both the houses of the parliament. Number two, it actually went to the JPC.
And you know, my question is not even about Waqf today. My question is very simple, Sophia Khan, and then I'll open this for others as well. My question is not even about the law. My question is, if this is against the Waqf law, if this is against the Waqf law, why are people being targeted? Why are their homes being burned? That's my question. If it is against the law, go protest, please. Nobody is stopping you from protesting. Go to the courts, the Supreme Court, appeal there. Ask the courts to look into it. Why are people's homes being burned? Why are they being forced to leave their belongings and why are they being killed?
Understand. Lakhs of people are forced to be on road.
Swati, before this Miss Khan starts screaming again, can I finish speaking?
No, one second. I want Sophia Khan to respond to this because according to me, this is not about Waqf anymore now. Sophia Khan, if it is about Waqf, why are people being targeted? Very simple question. Please respond.
No, it's not. No, yeah, exactly. No, and there are two answers to that. Let me first say that and then you can go to Miss Khan, Swati.
Okay, finish your point, Charu.
Yeah, one, this instigation is coming from political leaders क्योंकि उनकी दुकानें बंद हो रही हैं because these protests started a week after the bill was passed in parliament. If it was a genuine protest, wouldn't it have started right away?
Okay.
So it took a week for these politicians to instigate people into burning down police jeeps.
Okay. Now allow Sophia Khan to come in and then I have to go across to others as well. Sophia Khan, please respond, ma'am. If it is about Waqf, why are people being targeted, their homes being burnt? Why are they being killed?
No one wants the people to be targeted. Just now I told that due to Waqf Amendment Bill, people are 25 crores Muslims are not understanding these things. They think that BJP only wants Muslim and Hindu politics. We are not convinced, Muslims are not convinced, and they are on road. And lakhs of people, if lakhs of people will be on road, these kind of incident will happen, which is happening.
Are you saying that this will continue? Are you normalizing that? One second. Sophia Khan, are you normalizing that? Are you saying that these incidents will happen?
Any other part of the country?
Are you normalizing
You have
this?
to go beyond the root cause. You have to
What do
think
you
about
mean
the
by
root
that?
cause
So
also.
what do you mean by that? What do you mean by people will come onto the streets and these incidents will happen? How can you say that? How can you say that?
Muslims are protesting, not TNC people are protesting on roads.
Rohan Mitra,
If Muslims or Indians are
one
protesting,
second, do not malign the entire community, Sophia Khan. And imagine me saying this to you, that don't malign the entire community by saying that people will hit the streets and this is going to happen.
Swati,
Do not normalize violence.
Who are on road?
Rohan Mitra.
Let me please come in.
Rohan
Yeah, you know,
Mitra.
Swati, it's a big disservice you're doing to these people are doing to the whole Muslim community and the people of Bengal. I don't know if she's speaking in an official capacity or not, but it doesn't matter because we've just heard one of their ministers who spoke that, you know, the migration bit where internal migration is okay, but internal migration is not okay if people are being forced out of their houses because they are of a certain religion. You know, the problem is Malda and Murshidabad is the place where the Congress and the left in 2024 did better than the BJP, and this whole thing which is going on there is a planned orchestrated event between the center and the state, because it serves their polarization politics. It serves their story that, you know, this whole time the BJP story has been that the Hindus have been targeted. You know, we saw 26,000 jobs which have been lost, and that whole movement that, you know, where everyone across the board, across religion, were fighting for their jobs and they were on the streets. And after that, this whole thing which has happened, everything has gone to a different direction.
Rohan, I agree with your
and the
point
conversation
that when you
which is
talk about
coming in-
issues like jobs, everybody is impacted irrespective of religion. But we heard people on camera talk
No, that's
about
what I'm
their
saying.
plight.
That's a
Are we
big
still going to
disservice.
say that it is just a narrative that Hindus are being targeted or forced to flee?
So the fact of the matter is the law of the land in the federal structure is on the TMC, and the law of the land where the borders are supposed to be protected is with the central government.
Okay.
So who is responsible? So both of them have been hand in hand, and they have played to this because Malda and Murshidabad is a place where the minorities are in greater numbers,
Sharda.
and this narrative is being created over
Okay.
there.
Rohan Mitra says both center and state to be blamed. They are both benefiting out of this. That's what Rohan Mitra is saying.
Whole week, Swati, I'm attending some of the debates. It's very painful. It bleeds my heart that nobody talks of the real reason behind this violent mindset. Nobody's talking about the misinformation spread by these people. Sophia says Muslims are confused. Why are they confused? Because you confused them. Just like CAA, when you said it will take away the citizenship of Muslims. After 2 years, all these years, no Muslim has lost the citizenship. Do you have the gall? Shut up, please.
No, 1 second.
I
Okay,
will not
1
speak.
second. Sophia Khan,
Sophia, I will
please.
not
Now
speak.
do not. No, 1 second, Sophia Khan. Nobody is interrupting you. Do not interrupt anyone else. Allow everyone to make their points, please. Ratan Sharda, go ahead.
The brazenness of the TMC people on debates, their utter senseless behavior about the horrible condition the Hindu have been thrown out, blaming BJP or something for what their own TMC people and goons are doing, where no action is taken for a week, and Mamata Banerjee doesn't go to the poor Hindus who have been taken out of their homes on this holy day of new Poila Baishakh, and she says, I'm very sorry to the people who are instigating the riots. Is this the kind of government you expect people to behave? And you are talking of Waqf Act? What act of Waqf is against the average Muslim? Tell me. In 2020, you had an income of 120 crores. In 2024, before Waqf fame, it dropped to 1.25 crore. Where is the money gone? Will you answer that? Will you answer whether women benefited, poor Muslim benefited? Nobody benefited.
Okay.
As far as riots are concerned, I am quoting MD Salim, CPM secretary, who said that these riots are orchestrated by Mamata Banerjee. That's his statement, not my statement.
Okay.
And now you are going to tell me that BJP did it. So Hindus should not get rights. Yeah, Waqf bill that took away all the rights of every other community except giving special privilege to Muslim. That will not talk about.
Okay.
You will
Ratan
say
Sharda, we have
because
a
the bill
CPM
is not having
spokesperson
people,
on the panel.
we will throw
Saira
stones.
Shah Halim also
We will
wants to
kill
come in.
people.
While you were making that point, she was raising her hand. She wants to come in. Go ahead, Ms. Halim.
Yeah, so fine. So, Mr. Ratan Sharda, sure, go ahead. I mean, make the, Waqf, the audit completely transparent because end of the day, no one is above scrutiny. We are not disputing that. Fair enough. And while you are at it, I would request you and the party that you, support and espouse. And, I'm just asking Mr. Ratan Sharda one question. Do you have the courage to open the books of the Hindu mutts and the Hindu trust? Please open them. And let's see how many crores of untaxed assets they are sitting on right now. Let's audit the anonymous donations your party received through electoral bonds. Why aren't we talking about the electoral bonds? How many contracts, favors, and other things your party received through, through saffron wrapping? Why aren't we discussing that? Because here, the Bharatiya Janata Party is clearly targeting a certain segment of society, and that is supposed to be Muslim welfare. Okay, so now Muslim welfare organizations, institutions are going to be under surveillance.
Okay, but Saira, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Should you not trust the intellect?
Everyone got adequate time. I would request you to please.
Okay, finish your point. I'll come back to with the question. I want to also ask you a question. Go ahead.
Mr. Narendra Modi is openly calling Muslims puncturewalas, right? Now, I want to ask Mr. Narendra Modi and the Bharatiya Janata Party, who has punctured the economy of India? You say that Muslims are puncturewalas, but what about the economy? No one is talking about that.
Okay.
How many youth are unemployed, under your rule? How many graduates are selling pakoras?
Okay.
And how many farmers are committing suicide and hanging from the trees?
All right. Charu has heard those questions, and I will go to her for a response. But Saira, tell me something. Why question the intellect and the understanding of people of the Muslim community and say they are confused, they don't understand, they will hit the streets, this is going to happen? Is that not disservice and maligning the entire community?
Recently, Mr. Narendra Modi made a statement. He said if Waqf benefits Muslim, they would not be fixing punctures. But again, the Bharatiya Janata Party and the leaders leave no stone unturned to dehumanize Muslims again and again.
Saira,
and what is the state government doing?
Saira, one second. What the state government?
Saira.
It is clearly doing a reverse consolidation.
Okay, so this is consolidation and reverse consolidation. But Saira, will you take a stand today? Will you take a stand today on the kind of statements that are coming in from the state leaders? When people migrate on their own according to free will, there's nothing wrong with that. But when people are forced to leave their homes and to normalize and justify and say, they're just going from one part of Bengal to another, is that not insensitive? And I think that's a very small word. Insensitive is a very basic word I'm using.
That is what I want to iterate, that both the political party are reaping dividends. One is preparing for the assembly election next year, which is benefiting from the violence.
Okay, now allow Charu Pragya to come in. Charu Pragya.
Okay, at the same time, Bharatiya Janata Party is benefiting from the violence.
Saira is living in an alternate universe. India is on the rise. Its economy is on the rise. Number two, Saira, can I speak? Swati, these two ladies have actually completely missed the point. The fact is that whenever there is a positive reform for the people of India, why is the uproar only in West Bengal? It speaks more about the governance in West Bengal than it does about the bill itself. The second thing is, they are so comfortable with political violence. They're so comfortable that even here they're sitting here and normalizing it. In last 1 year alone, there have been incidents of over 200 incidents of political violence, and all the perpetrators of these incidents have been found to be linked to the TMC, if not directly an office bearer of the TMC. And today, here they sit completely unapologetic about it. This has been a program. People have had to fled their homes. What next? Genocide. Okay. This is the way you justify protesting against a law which has been legitimately passed in Parliament. Lastly, I want to say one thing. Saira probably comes from a privileged background. That's why she doesn't understand. When you have 9 lakh acres of land and you generate only 100 crore of revenue on it per year, where you could be generating on a minimum 12,000 crore. Look at the mind-boggling difference between the two numbers. Then this money has been siphoned off. This money has not been used for the welfare of the Muslim community like it was meant to be. This money has been used to fund rich people who are already rich enough without stealing Waqf property. This money has been used by selling off a whole land for 12,000 rupees to a five-star.
Now, Charu, before I wrap up, I want to go across to everybody for quick rebuttals, starting with Rohan.
It's very funny when the BJP talks about the Muslims as if they really care for the Muslims. Coming back to the point again, Bengal, the Congress has been condemning this whole situation from day one, The fact of the matter was Murshidabad, Malda was a place where Muslims and Hindus lived together happily. And it used to send people from the Hindu community to the park. Pranab Mukherjee, we had Adil Chandan Chaudhary, we had people of that stature who had represented Malda and Murshidabad, and we had Mr. Ghani Khan Chaudhary. Okay. So now, with this whole, when BJP has come in, it has benefited from Trinamool's appeasement politics on the face of it.
Okay.
But they're not standing by the Muslims.
Quick rebuttal. People have a right to protest. Nobody is saying that they don't have a right to protest. But this violence can't be justified. You can't seem to be taking side of just one party in this.
देखिए, सबसे पहले मैं चारू जी को जवाब देना चाहती हूँ. उन्होंने कहा कि इकोनॉमिक राइज हो रहा है. तो पहले ये बताइए कि ये जो टैरिफ अमेरिका ने 26% जो दिया, उसको तो डाइवर्ट करने के लिए आप लोग वक्त बिल ले आए ना, ताकि बात तो उसकी नहीं होगी.
ये जो सड़क पे वायलेंस हो रहा है, ये सड़क पे जो वायलेंस हो रहा है, ये कौन यूज कर रहा है? ये देखिए, ये दुख की बात है. सोफिया खान, ये दुख की बात है. जब आप वायलेंस की बात करते हैं, लोगों की जान जा रही है, इस पर चर्चा होती है, डिस्कशन होता है, तो आपको इकोनॉमी याद आ जाती है, सारी चीजें. वो अपनी जगह पर ठीक है, आप अपने सवाल पूछिए, you are free to ask those questions, but today we were discussing the violence in West Bengal. मुझे लगा थोड़ा सेंसिटिविटी दिखाई जाएगी, लेकिन नहीं दिखाई जा रही है. दैट इज अनफॉर्चुनेट. गोल्ड पोस्ट शिफ्ट मत कीजिए. जब इकोनॉमी पर चर्चा होगी तो पूछिए सवाल. टुडे वी आर डिस्कसिंग व्हाट्स हैपनिंग इन वेस्ट बंगाल. चारू प्रज्ञा, सोफिया खान, सायरा शाह हलीम, रतन शारदा and Rohan Mitra, thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast. Thank you for your time. It's now time to reveal the results of the poll. The question that we asked: is the Mamata government going soft on writers? 89.9% people believe yes, the government is going soft on writers, whereas 8.1% people are saying no, the government is taking action, not going soft on writers. With that, we are wrapping up this edition of Nation Wants to Know. A lot more lined up on the other side. Stay on with us.